you save us?
Shout my booty to her. Shout my booty to her.
Sasha, can you save us?
Che cavolo stai dicendo, Sabri? Che cavolo stai dicendo, Sabri?
Sasha, can you save us?
Shout my booty to her. Shout my booty to him.
Sasha, can you save us?
Che cavolo stai dicendo, Sabio? Che cavolo stai dicendo, Sabio?
Sasha, can you save us?
Shout my booty to him.
We created VPG with the aim to provide the world with as much virtual football as possible, establishing leagues all around the world focusing on the structure and the growth of 11v11 esports. We boast 360,000 users, which has formed a community of passionate players who share the same goals. From scoring the best goals in league competitions, from reports from TV headlines.
The team will compete in the 11v11 Virtual Pro Gaming League, where each human player is represented by a virtual one.
From season winning the most Premier titles in history. From OFR Esports in Germany, making history by dominating a whole FIFA. From last minute Champions League winners. From a penalty shootout in a World Cup final. From winning individual medals such as the Ballon d'Or, from making history, making it into the top ranked teams. From articles promoting pro clubs around the world. Look back at our history, now let's create some more. We are excited to take the next steps with the aim to take pro clubs to the top where it belongs. We have created a beautiful designed website and mobile app where you can manage your virtual career in one place. We are the home for pro clubs, the place for high level competition and to create memories and make friends along the way. We are VPG. We are pro clubs where the champions play. Hello guys and welcome to the VPG eChampions League and eEurope live draw. So we've got a special one for you tonight guys. The live draw for the knockout stages for all three competitions. We have the Champions E-League on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, and we have the Europa E-League on PlayStation 4. Before we get started into the live draw, let's take a look at all the teams that have made it past the group stages into the knockout stages. So here is groups A to H guys. For this one is the PlayStation 4. We have, give us one moment. So we have, obviously in no particular order, going from Ecclesia Esports came first in their group with RC Krasa. We have GL Pirates, CA Yoladia. We have Bateman Esports and Oxford. We have MyPro Hammers and Northside, Black Sails and Old Advance. We have VPGW Dark Aculas and Bursaspor, Leader Esports and Reims SA eFort, Advanced Hawks and Renegade, Hajdunanas FK, PTE Peak, CFOS Afasenses, Fearless Esports, RWDM Esport, Roan Sud FC, Napoli Esports, Hatay Sport, Prophecy FIFA, Sanguan, SC Campomolense, MK Ankaruku, Jill Facente, 13 YouTube pick, which is Craquitos, LIF Esports, and Dragon's Power. As you can see, there's the other design as well. For the Europa, we have, one second guys. We have X Project, this is Champions League, sorry, X Project Esports, Club Priv, Atlantide Wave Esports Global, PCS Pagazzi, Revolution Cathedral, NK Alampesia, MTK Budapest, Gazi and Tep FK and CSK LC, Zeal 22, ACCS Esports, Majestics, Elixo Footlink, FC Karzai Jenna, E Matters, Apollo FC El Talasana, DFCO, VX300 Galacticos, Chamoy Notar, Besiktas Esports, Empire Tigers, All Stars Gaming, SC Dragugnan, Hell Honved, Lenares Deportivo Esports, Rice FIFA, FTW Blue, CS Maritimo, Burgalac Perigold, and Esports Malabo. Obviously, I'm going to show you guys the tables who finished on top of what. Obviously, Apollo top of their group, Group I, DFCO, Empire Tigers, SC Dragon, Lenares, FTW, and Burgalac. Now for the Europa, as you can see here, Ecclesia, GL Pirates, Bateman, MyPro Hammers, top right. We have Leader, Advanced Hawks. For the other side, RWDM, Napoli Esports, GF Vicente, and LIF. Now let's take a look at the Champions League on PlayStation 5. So here's the Champions League on PlayStation 5. Vittoria, finished top of group number A. Who finished second was FC Famalicão. So two went through into the knockout stages. We have, one second guys, I've got the full list here. For the PlayStation 5 second group, we have Betclic Apogee from Portugal and FK Austria. In the third group, we have TorQ and QPR Esports. In the fourth group, we have City Osasuna and SC Verl eFootball. And going out, which was a shock one, is Onente Esports. I think in the final game against City Osasuna, I think they lost, so Onente are out of the competition, which is sad to see. In group number 5, we have Deportivo Alaves finishing top with Cadiz Esports in second. Group number 6, we have Widgers and Tyco Esports. In group number 7, we have Lynx eFootball and D1RF Joga Benito. And group number 8, we have MGFC from France and Elite One Squad from Germany. Okay guys, how the draw is going to work. As you can see on the screen now, you can see lots of different lines. So that's basically where each team will play each other. So I'll give you just an example of how things are going to work. So, obviously guys, we do have the live ball right here. So in here you can see obviously all the options. We've got the Champions League PS4 first place teams, Champions League PS4 second place teams. So we don't allow the first to play another first spot. It'll be first and second. Obviously we're going to try do my best. Obviously we don't want the teams to play each other in the same group that they had. So say for example you're going to play the team that you just faced in the group that you've just been in. We're going to try and avoid that. So if that happens, we'll put you onto the next group, etc, etc. And as you can see there, Europa League first place, Europa League second place, and Champions League PS5 first place and second place. Okay guys, so let's go back to the group's draw. As you can see, say for example I am doing all the first place spots. So what I'll do guys, so as you can see, this is just an example. So whatever teams you see on the screen right now is just a test. So for example, if I pull someone out of the virtual ball, and it will come out like this. And then for the next one, it'll be like this. So those two aren't playing each other. I'm just going to do all the first team slots and then the second team slots who finish second in the groups as well. So that's how it's going to be. So eventually, once you all have your fixtures, it will be like that. So if you have a team underneath each other, that means AEK Lonickers are playing AS4 Esports, but that's just an example. Okay guys, so let's go over to the virtual ball and we'll start the eChampions E-League on PlayStation 4. Okay guys, so we're going to start this now. Any questions, do leave them in the YouTube comment section and I will sort this for you guys. Do let me know what teams you're from in the comment section and I'll give you a little shout out before we go. We have Big Zeal 22. Craquitos. Okay guys, so let's start off with the Champions E-League PS4 first place. So these teams will not be playing each other. So these will be going straight into it, as you can see on the screen. Okay guys, so let's start off with the first team getting pulled out for the first place teams for the Champions E-League PlayStation 4. Big shout out to Advanced Hawks. So then I'm going to show you how it works now guys. So we're picking up the first one who finished in the first place slots in the Champions PS4 Atlantide Wave from France. So we'll go over to this guys, and then for team number 1, we'll put Atlantide Wave. So they are the first fixture. The next team is not going to be playing against this, they're going to be going on to the next one. So we can do this kind of quick guys. So we have Atlantide Wave is the first fixture. They don't have an opponent yet for the second one. Oh, sorry guys, I forgot to go over to that one. It was at Zeal 22 that I just pulled out. I forgot to switch over, so my apologies for that. So for the next one, for the group's draw, Atlantide aren't playing them. So we're going to basically do all the first slots first, and then we'll get their opposition straight after. So that was Zeal 22. Now moving over to the next one. You'll find out your opponents very, very soon. We have Apoel FC from Cyprus. Now moving on to the next one. So how it works guys, if you've just joined us, welcome to the eChampions League live draw and the Europa E-League live draw. So how it works guys, we do pick out teams from this virtual ball. These teams are all the first ranked slots, so these will be going into the positions on the top of the screen, and then we'll choose who their opponents will be very shortly, which are the second place slots. So FTW Blues, let's move over again. Let's take a look to see who the next one will be. Is Chamoy Nuata. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a tough one, but I hope I did it right. So Chamoy from France, strong team. I'm moving across into the next one. Majestics from Spain. So just to let you guys know again, if anyone's asking, these guys aren't playing each other. These are the first rank slots. Now for the next one, guys. Now for the next team coming out of this one is X Project Esport. So X Project Esport. Moving over to the next team. We have. It will get exciting very soon, guys. Once the second place teams come out, you'll start to see your opponents. So this one is PCS Pagazzi from France. So PCS Pagazzi from France. Moving over to the next one for the next team. So I'll repeat again, guys. So all these teams that are getting pulled out of the virtual ball right now, as you can see on the top of the screen, are all the first ranked positions. So the next one is Gaziantep FK from Germany. Gaziantep FK from Germany. Now for the next one. So the next one we have is SC Dragognan. Don't know if that's pronounced right. SC Dragognan. Let me know if I did pronounce that right. If the manager or players are in the chat, do let me know. So that's SC Dragognan from France. Now moving across into the next one. So for the next team getting called out from the first place rankings, we have Empire Tigers from Italy. Empire Tigers. Now moving on to the next one, guys. So for this one coming out is Linares Deportivo Esports. So Linares Esports from Spain. A fantastic side that are doing well in VPG Europe and in VPG Spain. Linares Esports. Now moving on to the final 4 number 1 ranked teams. So only 4 left for the first slot positions. So let's pull them out. And then you guys will start to see who your fixtures are. We have NK Olimpija. We have NK Olimpija. Now moving on to the last 3 teams. So the last 3 teams getting pulled out of the first place rankings for the Champions E-League on PlayStation 4. We have FC Karl Zeiss Jena from Germany. FC Karl Zeiss Jena. Now moving on to the final 2 teams of the first place rankings for the eChampions is we have Bergerac Perigord, sorry, from France. Bergerac from France. And then for the final team that hasn't been pulled out, we're going to go do that for you guys. So the final team for the first place rankings is DFCO from France. Okay guys, so that is your first place rankings done. As you can see on the screen, all the first place rankings are top and will be home for the leg of the knockout stages. You will obviously play each other twice, but obviously the teams that finished first will play at home with the first leg first. Okay, one moment guys, and we'll continue to do the second place teams. Okay guys, so let's move across into the second place teams for the Champions E-League for PlayStation 4. Crazy. Do apologize for these ads. Okay guys, so here we go. Here's all the second place teams for the Champions E-League on PlayStation 4. So this is where the excitement comes for you guys. You get to find out your opponents. As you can see on the screen, here's all the teams that finished in first place. So now you're going to start to get fixtures. Okay guys, so obviously I've got all the teams that finished in first place on my screen as well. I'm going to have a look at the groups as well, because what I'm going to try and make sure that you guys are not playing the same team in the group. So I'm just going to make it clear for you guys now. Give us a moment. So X project. Okay. So guys, when I do the draw, let's say for example, here's an example now. So Atlantide Wave, you finished first in your group stage, and whoever finished second, which is Esports Global, if you end up drawing them in the knockout stage, and then that will go automatically to the group next. So if I get Esports Global first, then that will automatically be placed into the next group, which will be playing against Zeal 22. I hope that makes sense. I'm doing this because obviously I don't want teams to be playing against the same team that you played against in the group stages. So I'm trying to make it fair. So that's how we're going to do it. So if you end up coming against the same team in the group, it's going to go automatically to the next group. So the groups go from left to right: Atlantide, Zeal, Apoel, FTW, Chamoy, Majestics, X Project, PCS. Okay guys, so let's start off with the runner-up teams for the Champions E-League PlayStation 4. So let's go. So the first one will be playing, let's see who they'll be playing against. Atlantide Wave. Is El Talasana. So Atlantide Wave will be playing against El Talasana. So that is your first fixture. They didn't play each other in the groups, so that fixture is okay. So Atlantide Wave versus El Talasana. Moving across into the next one. We have ACCS Esport. So Zeal22 and ACCS Esport. Let's just make sure they didn't play each other. So Zeal22 and ACCS had each other in the groups. So ACCS will be playing against Apoel. Just to make sure you guys are aware, so obviously I've just pulled out, as you can see, I pulled out ACCS Esports. If you look at the tables, this is for PS5. Let's take a look at the Champions PS4. So it will be Zeal22. I think it's the next screen, which is this one, as you can see here. There we go. If you look at group number F, you can see Zeal22 and ACCS underneath them. It's because they were in the same group. As we said before, they're going over to the next fixture. So Apoel will be playing against ACCS from France. So for the next team getting pulled out, we'll be playing against Zeal22. And that is MTK Budapest from Hungary. So Zeal22 will be playing against MTK Budapest from Hungary. Okay guys, now moving on to the next fixture. So the next team getting pulled out will be playing against FTW Blues. So let's take a look to see who FTW Blues had in their group. They had CS Maritimo. Okay, so this fixture is fine. So they weren't in the same group. So Club Prive from Italy. So FTW Blues from Portugal will be playing Club Prive from Italy. Moving across into the next one. And it's CSKALC from Italy. So Chamois Niort will be playing against CSKALC. Let's just make sure they didn't play each other in the groups. So Chamois, they had Besiktas, who finished second in there. So Chamois Niort will be playing against CSKALC. CSKLAC. What the hell? Okay, and the next one, Majestics from Spain. Let's take a look to see who they'll be playing in the groups. Majestics had. Let's take a look who Majestics had in the group. They had Leoxas Futterlink from Portugal. So if Leoxas gets pulled out of the group of the virtual ball now, then it will go on to the next fixture. So let's take a look who Majestics will have. So Majestics from Spain are competing against Leoxas. Okay guys, so the same for this one. Let's go back to the tables. As you can see, group number G, Majestics came first on that group, and coming second is the Leoxas that just got pulled out. So they are going to be pulled onto the next fixture. So Leoxas are going to be playing against X Project. We're doing this because we don't want teams to play the same team they played against in the group stages. So Leoxas had Majestics in the group stages, as you can see here. Group number G. So we move them to play the next fixture. Okay, the next team getting pulled out will be playing against Majestics. And that team is All Stars Gaming from Romania. So Majestics will be playing All Stars Gaming from Romania. So that is the fixture. Majestics versus All Stars Gaming. Now obviously guys, X Project, they didn't pull out anyone. Obviously Majestics got pulled out Leoxas, but because we're in the same group, they now play X Project. So for the next team that gets pulled out, we'll be playing against PCS Pagazzi from France. So PCS Pagazzi in their group, they had, let's take a look who PCS Pagazzi had. Damn, PCS Pagazzi had Revolution Cathedral in their group. So they're going to move on to the next fixture. The draw tonight has been a bit crazy. It's literally pulling out the same teams from each group. I'm going to show you guys now. Let's go over to the tables. Where's PCS Pagazzi? There we go. Group number C. As you can see guys, PCS Pagazzi finished first with 13 points, and underneath them was Revolution Cathedral with 11. So Revolution will be going over to the next fixture. As you can see, Revolution Cathedral just got pulled out. So they'll be playing against Gaziantep FK from Germany. So Revolution Cathedral will be playing Gaziantep. So for the next fixture, we'll definitely be playing against PCS Pagazzi, the next team that gets pulled out of the virtual ball. So competing against PCS Pagazzi from France is Esports Global from United Kingdom. Esports Global from United Kingdom. I think they had a name change. Let's take a look. Esports Global. I'm pretty sure they had a name change at the start of the competition. Let me just take a look. Yep, they used to be called Plymouth. So I'm going to put Plymouth now because that's what they were called before. They've got a name change. They're now called Esports Global. So PCS Pagazzi, you'll be playing against Esports Global, which were formerly Plymouth Argyle. Okay guys, now moving on to the next fixture, you'll be playing against SC Dragognan. So the next team getting pulled out, we're playing against SC Dragognan from France. Just going to shout out to all the French teams. A lot of them have qualified into the knockout stages, which is good to see. And they'll be playing against Rice FIFA from United Kingdom. So SC Dragognan versus Rice FIFA from United Kingdom. Okay, and the next fixture we're playing against Empire Tigers from Italy. So the next team that gets pulled out will be playing Empire Tigers. Which is E Matters. Let's just make sure, guys. I don't think I checked, but let's see. SC Dragognan against Rice FIFA. Let's take a look. SC Dragognan. Who they had in their group? Helhomved. So that fixture is okay. And our Empire Tigers just pulled out E Matters. Let's just make sure they're not in the same group. Empire Tigers had All Stars game, so this fixture is okay. So E Matters will be playing against Empire Tigers from Italy. And E Matters are from France. Okay guys, and the next fixture we're playing against Linares Esports from Spain. And the team that they had in their group was Rice FIFA. So Rice FIFA have already been called out, so the next fixture will be perfectly fine, whoever they draw. So Linares from Spain will be playing against eSport Maribor. eSport Maribor. So Linares versus eSport Maribor. Now there's only 4 teams left, and they'll be playing either NK Olimpija, Carl Zeiss, Bergerac or DFCO. So for the next one we have NK Olimpija. So let's take a look to see who they had in their groups. So they had MTK Budapest. They've already been called out earlier. As you can see, MTK Budapest are playing Zeal, so the next fixture is going to be perfectly fine as well. So let's take a look. Let's get this one called out. Which is VX300 Galacticos from Italy. VX300 Galacticos from Italy. So that is your fixture, NK Olimpija, VX300 Galacticos or Gaming. Now for the next one, FC Carl Zeiss Jena from Germany. In the group stages, they had eMatters, so the next fixture is okay, as eMatters are playing Empire Tigers. So the next team getting pulled out is, and there should be only 2 more left, is CS Maritimo from Portugal. We have CS Maritimo from Portugal. So CS Maritimo will be playing FC Carl Zeiss Jena from Germany and CS Maritimo from Portugal. Now only 2 teams left in the virtual ball. Next we'll be playing against Bergerac, but let's just make sure that, let's see who they had in the group stages. So Bergerac had eSports Maribor, who've already been called out, and DFCO had VX300. So the next 2 fixtures are also perfect. We'll be playing, no teams will be playing against the same team in the group stages, so everything is perfect for this one. So the next fixture playing against Bergerac is let's take a look. So Bergerac versus Helhonvid from Hungary. So Bergerac from France playing against Helhonvid from Hungary. Now for the last fixture, DFCO from France will be playing against, so the last team to be pulled out of the virtual ball is Besiktas Esports from Turkey. Besiktas Esports from Turkey. So that is your round of 32 for the PlayStation 4 Champions E-League knockout stages. We have Atlantide Wave versus El Tarasana. We have Zeal 22 versus MTK Budapest. We have Apol FC versus ACCS. We have FTW Blues taking on Club Ploi from Italy. We have Chamoy Niort versus CSKA LC. We have Majestics versus All Stars Gaming. We have X Project taking on Leoxas SC. We have PCS Pagazzi taking on, originally called Plymouth, but they're now called Esports Global. We have Gazi and Tep FK taking on Revolution Cathedral. We have SC Dragugnon versus Rice FIFA. We have Empire Tigers against eMatters. Linares Deportivo Esports versus eSport Maribor. We have NK Olimpija versus VX300 Gaming. We have FC Carl Zeiss Jena versus CS Maritimo. We have Bergerac Perigord versus Helhonvid. And DFCO versus Besiktas. Any questions? Do leave a comment in the YouTube video and I will answer some questions, guys. For Esports Global, I know obviously before the, I think it was once the Champions E-League draw was around, you were originally called Plymouth, and obviously when we did the live draw, like was that a month ago or something, you were originally called Plymouth then, so nothing's changed. Obviously on the website it will be updated to Esports Global. That's just the reason behind that. Any other questions, guys? I see someone put, Aaron, this is a mistake, we played already with them in the group. I'm pretty sure I handled all them. Let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure anyone I got in the group, I moved them across to the next fixture. Any issues, do let me know. I'm pretty sure I did handle it. But this is your PlayStation 4 round of 32. And the competition will remain on the 17th. So the 17th of January. Obviously, if you want to play on the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, as there's no VPG games on, because the season starts on the 24th. So you are free to play from the 17th to the 23rd for the round of 32. Okay, guys, give me a moment and we will start the Europa League. So the Europa League will be next. So give me a moment, guys, and we'll begin with this one. Okay, guys, I'm just going to continue to remove everything from here. And then we start with the Europa. And then last, we'll continue with the PlayStation 5 Champions E-League. So for the Europe E-League teams, do let me know in the comment section which teams you are from whilst we prepare and get things sorted for you guys. Do let me know who's in the comment section, who's supporting their teams. Do let me know. Okay, guys, and now we start with the Europa. So here we go for the Europe E-League. Now moving across to the teams that did make it into the knockout stages. You can see on the screen right now for the Europe, we have, so for groups 1 to 8 or A to H, you can see Ecclesia, we have GL Pirates, Bateman, Oxford, we have Northside, we have MyPro Hammers, Old Advanced, I think the Burster Sport, I think it is, Lader, Advanced Hawks, Renegades. Let's take a look who else we have. PTE Peak, we have Fearless, RWDM, we have, I think it's Napoli and Hatayspor, we have San Juan, MKE and Kagulu, I think it is, Gil Vicente, Croquitos, LIF, and Dragon's Power. Big up to all the teams that qualified for the Europe E-League. Now for the live board, let's move across to this, guys. So I'm going to go back and you'll see the eEurope League first place and second place. So we're going to do the exact same. We're going to do all the first place ones and then we'll go with the fixtures for the second. So let's do that now. So let's start the Europa League first place rankings. So they'll be put the same, all the first place teams will be placed on top of all the lines as you can see on the screen. Big up Darker Coolers as well, from who play on the weekend league as well, who've just joined VPG Europe, so that's a name to watch out for, Darker Coolers. Okay, now let's go. So the first team getting pulled out of the first place for Europa is VPG Dark Coolers. What are the chances of that? I was just speaking to him in the chat and he was pulled out first. So for the group's draw, the first team getting pulled out is Dark Coolers. Now moving across into the next team. So the next team also finished in first place, but will be put onto the next fixture. So let's try to do these quick. I'll try to get these done quick for you guys. So we have Bateman Esports. So for the second team is Bateman Esports. Let's move across into the next one. So if you just joined us, I'm basically listing all the first place teams, putting them into the first slot on, as you can see on the graphic before. Then afterwards, we'll start getting their fixtures. So we're going to place all the first place teams into their slots, and then all the second place teams is where the fixtures are gonna occur. So Prophecy FIFA. So Prophecy FIFA will be in the third fixture. Another fantastic side, Prophecy FIFA, working up the rankings as well, doing very well. Now for the next team. So for the next team of this one, we have CFOS Avicenses from Portugal. So CFOS Avicenses. I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it, but I do apologize. Avicenses. Just trying to find them, guys. Draw CF. I found them. Perfect. Thanks for being patient with that one. So CFOS Avicenses has been pulled out of that one. So for the next one, let's take a look who we have in this one. We have Ecclesia Esport. So we're doing all the home teams first. So it's Ecclesia Esport. And moving across into the next one. We have Come On Prophecy from the manager in the chat. And we have Leda Esports from Spain. Leda Esports from Spain. The Leda. Another fantastic side. Moving across into the next one, guys. So if you just joined us again, we're pulling out all the first place rankings. The first place teams do not play against each other. We pull all them out first, and then we do the second place teams for the fixtures. We have Gil Vicente FC from Portugal. We have Gil Vicente. So Gil Vicente from Portugal. Let's move across into the next one. So we're at the halfway point now for the Europa first teams. So for the next team getting pulled out is Napoli Esports from Italy. Napoli Esports. Moving across into the next one, we have My Pro Hammers from Italy. We have My Pro Hammers. So My Pro Hammers from Italy. Moving across into the next one. We have RWDM, I think it's RDWM or RWDM from France. think it's RDWM, I think. Pretty sure it's RDWM, so I apologise if it's spelled incorrectly. Moving across into the next one. Which is the gang GL Pirates. I'm pretty sure it was GL Pirates, but I noticed there was a change on the Italian document, which obviously keeps all the teams in order. So I'm not sure if they changed the name or, but I'll put that just in case. I think it's GL Pirates. So GL Pirates or the gang. Moving across into the next one. We have come on the Fearless in the chat from Gaz. Fearless Esports Manager. We have Black Sails from Italy. A lot of Italian sides finishing first in the Europa E-League. So this one was Black Sails. Another fantastic side from Italy. Now for the remaining 4 teams who finished in the first place in the Europa E-League for PlayStation 4. And then we'll move over into the runners-up position. We have LIF Esport. We have LIF Esport. Now for the remaining 3 teams who finished first. Is SC Campo Maranhense from Portugal. Or SC Campo for short. Now for the remaining 2 teams who finished in the first place position, we have Advanced Hawks from Italy. Advanced Hawks from Italy. See a lot of Italian sides, very, very good. For the second to last team to finish in the first rankings to be pulled out. Advanced Hawks. Now for the final team who finished in the first place slots in Europa E-League is Hajdú from Hungary. Okay guys, so that is the full list of the teams that finished in the first place for the Europa E-League. So now this is where the fun begins. This is where the fixtures will happen, because now we start to do all the second place teams. So let me just get my document up just to make sure that you guys aren't playing the same teams from the group stages. Okay, so I've got that here. Let's go over to the live draw. Let's just go over to the second teams, which is Europa League second place. And here we go. So before we start, let's go over to see the teams. We have Dark Akulas. In their group, they had Bursaspor. So if we pull out Bursaspor now, they'll be playing over to Bateman. So we're not allowing this. The teams that played each other in the groups, we're not allowing in the knockout stages. So if that happens, and let's say Bursaspor gets pulled out first, they'll be moved over to the next fixture, which they'll play Bateman. So for the first team from the Europa E-League second place positions is Bursaspor. Okay guys, if you can see the Europa League, so we're going to go to Bursaspor's, which is, I think it's this one. Where's Bursaspor? Okay, as you can see, group number F, we have, so obviously we're going to go over to the live draw, Darker Coolers, and the tables here. Darker Coolers finished top and Bursaspor finished second. So Bursaspor aren't going to be playing in that one. So Bursaspor aren't going to be moved over to play against Bateman. What are the chances? It happened for the Champions League as well. Now it's happened for Europa. The first one. Okay, so for the next fixture, or the next team that gets pulled out of the virtual ball, will be definitely playing against Dark Coolers. Which is a 13 UTO pick known as Claquitos. Claquitos will be playing against Dark Coolers. Okay, so for the next one is Prophecy FIFA. Let's take a look who they had in their group. So Prophecy FIFA, they had Sanguan from Malta finished in the second place. So if Sanguan gets pulled out now, they'll be playing against CF Os Aficenses from Portugal. So let's take a look to see who the next team will be pulled out of this one. It's MKE Ankara Guku from Turkey. So we have MKE. Let me try and find them. Europa League teams, MKE Ankara Guku. There we go. Now for the next team getting pulled out, we'll be playing against CF Os Aficenses, but let's take a look to see who they had in their groups. CS Os Aficenses had Fearless Esports, who finished runners-up. So if Fearless does get pulled out of this one, they'll be playing against Ecclesia. Let's take a look to see who we'll have. So CF Os Aficenses from Portugal will be playing against Hatayspor from Turkey. Moving on to the next one, playing against Ecclesia Esport. Let's take a look. So Ecclesia in their group, they had RC Galassa. So if RC Galassa gets pulled out, they'll be pushed on to the next one. They haven't, so they are playing against Rhône Sud FC, which are also from France. So Rhône Sud FC will be playing against Ecclesia Esport. So Rhône Sud FC. Both teams from France. Now Leida Esports from Spain. In their group, they had Reims SA eFoot from France. So if Reims gets pulled out now, they'll be playing against Gil Vicente, which is the next group across. So if Reims does get pulled out, do remember you can't play the same team in the group stages that you played in a knockout. Like you can't play the same team in the group stages in the knockout stages. So Reims SA, as we just said it, they had Leida in the groups, as you can see. So let's look at the group draw. So Leida, and we just pulled out Reims SA. Now in the tables, as you can see, group number G, we have Leida finished top and Reims SA eFoot finished second. So they will not be playing each other in the knockout stages. So what will happen is Reims SA will be playing against Gil Vicente. So Reims SA. Have they had a name change? Reims. For some reason I can't find them. I'm not sure if they've had a name change. Reims SA. Give me a moment, guys. Okay, give me a moment. Let me just take a look. So the team that just got pulled out is Reims SA. Unless they're called something different. Reims SA, and then the groups. Okay, so they must have had a name change. They don't update me. So let me just take a look 1 minute, guys. So Reims SA eFoot. They used to be called eChampions. Perfect. I wish teams did update me beforehand because it makes things a little bit more difficult. So let's try and look for this team. They used to be called eChampions. Same logo. There we go. So eChampions was the old name, and they're now called Reims SA eFoot. As you can see, it's the same logo. So if you look there at the eChampions, see that logo? And if you look at the tables, it's the same logo there. It's from group number G. They just didn't update me with their name change. Okay, so let's move across into the next one, guys. So that the next team will be playing against Leleda Esports. And for the next one is Dragon's Power from Italy. So Leleda will be playing against Dragon's Power from Italy. Now for the next team is the Napoli Esports from Italy, and they'll be playing against okay, guys, I'm not sure what's fully happened, but okay, here we go. Let me just make sure the stream is okay. Is everything okay for you guys? Just confirm. Had a little bit of a crash lag going on there, so just double check that everything's working for you guys. Just give me a message in the chat just to make sure everything is okay for you guys. Is the screen okay? Everything clear? So for the next one, guys, we have Napoli Esports. Let's take a look to see who they've got. So Napoli in the group stages, let's take a look what they had. So Napoli in their group, they had Hatayspor. So if Hatayspor does get pulled out, Hatayspor will be playing against Pro Hammers. So let's take a look. We have RC Classe from France. So Napoli Esports will be playing RC Classe from France. Now for the next one, moving over to the next one, we have My Pro Hammers. They had Northside ES in their group. So if Northside does get pulled out, they'll be playing straight away against RWDM or RDWM. We have a CA Oradea Esports from Romania. So CA Oradea will be playing against Pro Hammers from Italy. Now for the next one, we have RWDM, and in their group, let's take a look at what they had. So RDWM, sorry, they had Roansud. Roansud has already been pulled out, so the next fixture is perfect. So the next team will be playing against them. Which is Northside ES. So Northside ES will be playing against RDWM. Perfect. So for the next one, we have GL Pirates. So GL Pirates, in their group, they had CA Orladia, which has just been pulled out. So the next fixture will be perfect as well. So the next team will be playing against GL Pirates, or the gang, if they've had a name change, from Italy. Is Old Advanced Esports. Both teams from Italy, GL Pirates versus Old Advanced Esports. Now for the next one, we have Black Sails from Italy, and in their group they had, so Black Sails had Old Advanced, but Old Advanced has just been pulled out just then. So the next fixture is perfect as well. So the next team will be playing against them. Which is Renegade. So Black Sails from Italy versus Renegade. Now there's only 4 teams left who have finished runners-up. So let's take a look. We have LIF Esports from Norway. Let's take a look to see who they'll be playing. In their group stages for LIF, they had Dragon's Power. Dragon's Power already has in our opposition versus Elada. So the next fixture is perfect as well. So LIF Esports will be playing against PTE Peak from Hungary. So LIF Esports will be playing against PTE Peak from Hungary. Now for the next one, with eChampions from Portugal, that's how you pronounce it, eChampions, sorry. They had MK Ankara Guku, who got pulled out as the 3rd team against Prophecy FIFA. So the next fixture would be perfect as well. So SC Campo will be playing against we have a Fearless Esports. So SC Campo will be competing against Fearless Esports. I know there's quite a few of them in the chat. Let me know what you think of this fixture. So SC Campo versus Fearless. Now we have 2 teams left. We have Advanced Hawks. In their group, Advanced Hawks, they had Renegade. Renegade's already been pulled out, so yes, it's perfect. The next fixture, we're playing against Advanced Hawks. And we have Oxford United from England. So Advanced Hawks versus Oxford United. Great manager. The Oxford United manager has been called up for the English Academy team, for the national team. That's a big shout out to the Oxford manager as well. He'll be playing against a very, very strong opposition, Italian side, Advanced Hawks. Now for the last team to get called out, we'll be playing against Hajdunana's FK from Hungary. So the last team is, and after this, guys, we'll be moving over into the PlayStation Champions E-League. Is Sangwan from Malta. So Hajdunana's from Hungary. We'll be playing against Sangwan from Malta. So that right there, guys, is your Europa E-League round of 32. Do leave a message in the comment section on YouTube. Do let me know what you guys think. but that is your full fixtures. That will start on the 17th. So that is your round of 32. Okay, and the round of 32 is Dark Akulas versus 13 UTO Pick, which is known as Croquitos. We have Bateman Esports versus Bursaspor. We have Prophecy FIFA from UK versus Ankara Gucu from Turkey. We have CF Oz Aficensis from Portugal versus Hatayspor from Turkey. We have Ecclesia Esport from France versus Ronsud FC from France. We have Aleda Esports from Spain taking on Dragon's Power from Italy. We have Gil Facenti from Portugal taking on Ex Bellator, but obviously they've got a new name now, which is Reims SA from France. We have Napoli Esports from Italy taking on RC Glass from France. We have My Pro Hammers from Italy taking on CA Aladia from Romania. We have RDWM Esports from France taking on Northside, I think from Norway. GL Pirates from Italy taking on Old Advanced from Italy. We have Black Sails from Italy taking on Renegade, I think they're from Germany. We have LIF Esport from Norway taking on PTE Peak from Hungary, I think. SC Campo Menense from Portugal taking on Fearless Esports, I think they're from Holland or UK. We have Advanced Hawks from Italy taking on Oxford United from England. And we have Hajdunanas FK from Hungary taking on Sangwan from Malta. So that's it, guys. That is your round of 32 for the Europa E-League. Now we're going to be moving on into the eChampions E-League from PlayStation 5. So just give me a moment. I'm just going to reset everything and we'll move over to the PlayStation. The PlayStation won't take as long. PlayStation 5, this will go into a round of 16. So for the PlayStation, we had 32 teams in the whole competition. Top two obviously qualify from the group stages, which equals the round of 16 for the first knockout stages. So that is it reset. Tables reset. We'll change the background to the champions for PlayStation 5. As you can see on the screen, there's not as many arrows as you can see. There's only 8 fixtures. So let's move across into the PlayStation 5 now. So let's just go over to the tables. So for the PlayStation 5 tables, as you can see, we have Vitória from Portugal came first with FC Famalicão. We have, one second guys, the name's just, it's just gone from me, I do apologise. It's FK Austria versus, that came out of that group, which was, I do apologise, Betclic Apogee. We have Torquay and QPR, CA Osasuna and Sport Club Verl. We have Deportivo Alaves and Cadiz. We have Widges and Tyco. We have Lynx E Football and D1RF Joker Benito, MGFC and Elite One Squad. How it's going to work is exactly the same. I'm going to pull out all the first team and then we've got the fixtures straight after. So here's the live ball. Let's move it across into the PlayStation 5. So here we go, guys. As you can see, Champions E-League PS5 first place. And let's get that spinned. So what I'm going to do, guys, if you missed the previous draws, we're going to pull out all the first place teams, and then afterwards, we're going to be doing the second place. And we're going to make sure that if you played the same team in your group, we're going to move that fixture onto the next group. We don't want you playing the same teams that you played in the group stages, just to make it fair. Okay, moving across is, we have the first team, we have Widges, or Widges. Now for the next team, so Widges from Spain. The second team to be called out of the Champions League PlayStation 5, who finished first in their groups, is Lynx eFootball. So it's Lynx eFootball. Now for the next one. Don't forget there's only 8 first place finishes and 8 runners up, so it won't take us long for this one. It is Betclic Apogee from Portugal. So it's Betclic Apogee. And then for the next team is we have CA Osasuna. So for the next team is CA Osasuna. Now only 4 teams remaining in the first place positions. And we have Kid Carter's put Go Cadiz in the chat. We have Vitória SC from Portugal. So Vitória SC from Portugal. Only 3 teams left who finished first, and they are is Turku from Finland. Turku. Now there's only 2 teams remaining for the draw for the first place teams. That one was Turku. 2 teams left. And the first one is MGFC from France. MGFC. Now for the last team to be pulled out of the first place rankings is... So once this team has been pulled out, we start to do the fixtures. Is Deportivo Alaves. Deportivo Alaves. So that is your 8 teams that finished in the first place rankings. So now guys, obviously we're going to go over into the runners up positions. And if that team is in the same group, we will pass on that team into the next group. So I'll give you an example shortly. So let's go to the Champions League, second place teams. Do apologise for this. Some crazy adverts. Here we go guys, the 8 teams have been put into the PS5 second place. And here we go. So guys, the first team that's on the fixtures is Wages. So Wages in their group, they had Tyco Esports. So if Tyco Esports gets pulled out of the virtual ball now, they will be playing against Lynx, as we don't allow the same team in the group stages to play again in the knockout stages from the same group. So let's get the ball rolling. Let's see who the first team is going to get pulled out. So Wages from Spain will be playing against is D1RF Joga Benito from Italy. So that is your first fixture. That one is okay. So it's Wages from Spain versus D1RF Joga Benito. Now we have Lynx eFootball. In their group, they had D1RF Joga Benito. So the next fixture is perfect, as D1RF have just been pulled out. So let's take a look to see who they'll be competing against. Is FK Austria from Austria. So Lynx eFootball will be playing against FK Austria. Now moving across into the next one. So BetClick Apogee, in their group they had FK Austria. So the next fixture is perfect. So the next team will be playing against BetClick Apogee from Portugal, which is FC Famalicão from Portugal. So BetClick Apogee from Portugal is playing against FC Famalicão from Portugal. Now for the next one we have CA Osasuna. In their group they had Sport Club Vale, which is SC Vale. So if Vale does get pulled out of this next virtual ball, they'll be moving over to the next group, which is Vitória. So let's take a look to see who will be pulled out of this one. Is Taiko Esports. So CA Osasuna will be playing against Taiko Esports. Now moving across into the next one, which is Vitória. In their group, Vitória had FC Famalicão. FC Famalicão have already been pulled out, so the next fixture is perfect. So Vitória SC, also known as Poise, and they'll be playing against Cadiz Esports from Spain. So Vitória, we're playing against Cadiz from Spain. Now for the next one we have Torque. In the group stages for Torque, they had QPR Esports. So if QPR Esports does get pulled out of the virtual ball, QPR will be playing MGFC instead. And it's QPR Esports. So QPR Esports aren't allowed to play against Torque, as Torque and QPR had each other in the group stages, which I'm going to show you now. So go over to the group stages, Champions League PS5. So you can see group number C. You can see Torque on 13 points and QPR on 10 points. So they had each other in the group stages, so they can't play each other in the knockout stages. So what happens now is QPR will be playing against MGFC instead. Now for the next fixture, we'll be playing against Torque. And the next fixture is SC Verl eFootball. So SC Verl eFootball will be playing against Torque from Finland. So Torque versus SC Verl eFootball. Now for the last team, as you can see guys, we have Deportivo Alaves. And I think they will be pulled out against Elite 1 squad. So I think it's Elite 1 squad are the only team left in the virtual system. And there we go, we have Elite 1 squad. And that is it guys, so Elite 1 squad will be playing against Deportivo Alaves. that is your full fixtures, guys. That is your round of 16 for the PlayStation 5 Champions E-League. We have, one moment, guys. The competition will begin on the 17th. You don't have to play on the Monday, but you can choose between Monday to Sunday to play the games. There'll be 2 legs. The team that's on top of the fixtures will be the first team that plays at home, and then the away leg. Both reports will be filled into one report on the both games will be reported into one fixture on the website. So, for example, if Widgers beat Joga 1-0, and then Joga in the second game beat Widgers 3-1, the tally from both matches will go into the website. So you play each other twice and then report into one on the website. So that is your Champions E-League PlayStation 5 Widgers from Spain versus D1RF Joga from Italy. We have Lynx eFootball from Germany playing against FK Austria Vienna from Austria. We have Betclic Apogee from Portugal, and they're taking on FC Famalicão from Portugal. We have CA Osasuna from Spain taking on Tyco Esports from Spain. We have Vitória SC from Portugal taking on Cadiz CF from Spain. We have Torque from Finland versus SC Verl eFootball from Germany. We have MGFC from France taking on QPR Esports from England. And we have Deportivo Alaves from Spain taking on Elite One Squad from Germany. Okay, guys, so that is it for the eChampions and eEurope live draw. I'm going to go over and show you guys a quick clip of the VPG Ballon d'Or that's just been announced today. There's 6 nominees. If you want to vote for one of them to win $250, you can have a look at our YouTube channel, Virtual Pro Gaming, and you have to vote in the comment section. So here it is now, guys, and if you have time, do leave a comment in the comment section on the YouTube video on who you think deserves to win the VPG Ballon d'Or. Welcome to the VPG Ballon d'Or. We have 6 players who are nominated for the award of Joe Delinho, Freestyler, HMH Gamer, Incredible A, and Ego Apino. We are starting off with Joe Delinho for Onente Esports. And number 2, we have Delinho for Rising Rain. Number 3, we have Freestyler for Onente Esports. We have number 4, HMH Gamer for Torque. Number 5, we have Incredible A for FK Austria. And in number 6, we have Ego Apino for Torque. is it for this season's VPG Ballon d'Or. Do leave a vote in the comment section below on who you think deserves the award. The winner will receive $250. Yes, to start voting, and we will calculate and announce the winner next week. Take care.